Hello and welcome to another video from Auto Night. Today I'm in Foster City, a great place for viewing aircraft on final approach to San Francisco. Just climbing a rather grassy hill to a place where we're going to have a lovely view. There really are some stunning views here. Right down at the water's edge. In the distance there you've got Bay Bridge, and as we pan across the water right here, there's San Mateo Bridge. Now I'm not sure what we can see with this GoPro, but we got 3 aircraft here on approach. You've got parallel runways in San Francisco, so I guess they can land in tandem. Again, not sure how much can be seen here, but there's another one in the distance there, right behind for San Francisco. I'm going to fire up my Flight Radar 24 so I can work out what these planes are, and then let's see if we can get a closer look. I've been here in California for a couple of weeks, just under a couple of weeks this time. I come here as often as I can because I have family here, my dad, my sister, my nieces. And it's great to have the ability to come across the Atlantic and have effectively a second home. And I travel light, I have a wardrobe of clothes here, so I don't have to bring baggage, which is very good. It's really a good time to unwind. It's so different from back home. It is so different from the UK in just so many ways, really. Just from how things look, nature, countryside, people, roads. Americans and British may speak the same language, but in many ways that's where the similarities end. I sometimes think we've probably got a lot more in common with our fellow Europeans, Germans, Scandinavians, in terms of life priorities. I love visiting this country. It certainly does seem to be all about the money though. It's capitalist at its extreme, and I'm no lefty. We don't really do politics on this channel, but this you've really got to sink or swim here. I really enjoy clearing my mind, getting right away from everything, having different beers, going great places with my family, and just forgetting about work and commitments at home. But I've got another 2 days left, and I'll be heading back out Thursday, it's 2 days from now, flying back on a lovely Airbus A380 back to my home in the southeast of England, where I'll be very happy. Given the opportunity, I would very much like to share my time with the UK and the US. If I had a job where I am able to work solely online, I'd travel between the two. Probably spend the summer here, California, pretty much guaranteed a great summer, and then I'd go back to the UK for the winter, because I do like a nice cold cosy winter. Not that it gets as cold as our grandmothers would lead us to believe in the UK. Just time to really think. This time I decided to drive. I never drive cars over here, which might seem a bit weird given the channel that I have, but I tend to get ferried around. And because we're going to restaurants and different places and bars and generally having beers, the last thing I want to do is be behind the wheel of a car. But this time I decided I wanted to drive, and I certainly have quite a lot. Roads are so different. They're great big wide roads, really good fun to drive here. I've really enjoyed it. My sister's Audi Q5. It's been great to see the differences in the roads and just have the freedom to travel and the confidence to do so. It's not so much of a problem being on the other side of the road when you're in a left-hand drive car. It does seem quite natural anyway. And I've driven a whole lot on the continent, all the way across Europe. So that is not a problem to me, and it certainly wasn't something I was worrying about. Let's just go and have one more look at this beautiful bay area before I head back to the car. San Francisco Airport is right in the distance there, in the direction of those trees, behind the trees. In fact, an aircraft just disappeared off down there on final approach, and there's another making its way there right now. It's a shame I can't really zoom in enough to show these aircraft that are taking off and landing, because that would make great viewing. But I don't have the equipment here to do that. There we go, there's San Mateo Bridge in the distance there. This really is quite beautiful, a little bit hazy. It does get quite hazy in the Bay Area at times. It usually burns off later in the day. I'm heading back now, back down to the car. Bit of a walk down a grassy hill, which looks like a massive fire hazard, to be honest. It's very dry grass. So if it goes up, I'll just run into the sea, I think. That'd save me. Apparently Foster City is built on some sort of landfill. This is an earthquake zone, and if there is an earthquake, there's apparently a real risk that this whole lot could end up back in the sea again, which is a bit worrying. I hope that doesn't happen while I'm here. It'd be a bit crap. There have been some pretty big ones over the years. My dad was in the 89 one, which was 6 point something on the Richter scale. I guess it's always a risk in California, but let's look on the bright side. Back down the hill to the car. This is surprisingly slippery. Back to the car. Just heading back now in the Q5. It's a great driving experience over here. I'm going to close this video now. Bit of a departure from my usual content, which is obviously automotive or aviation, which I attempted to do today, but it was somewhat difficult with the lack of technology to bring you a close-up view of the aircraft. So you probably couldn't see as much as I could see, but even so, we tried. Hope you enjoyed the video. Next one will be from back in the UK. Meantime, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.